Okay. But word aparoksha is used by Nayayikas as immediate knowledge, that's all. So therefore this part also is aparokshataya jnata, and so also my modes of the mind, sukha dukkha also aparoksha jnana they call it. Then first Shruti is sakshat aparoksha. That your aparoksha requires sense organs of the mind. Sakshat aparoksha, an aparoksha that does not require even that. That is why sakshat aparoksham. Yat sakshat aparoksham. Sakshat aparoksha, that is said, sakshat aparoksham was meant there. With the Shruti here. Okay, so esha means what? That which is immediate. That's the meaning here, esha. Now Brahma Loka, in that Brahma and Loka, both the words must be explained. And Brahma Loka also must be explained. So Brahma Shabdarthamaha, what Brahma is being taken up, Avyavritta. This is how you can see how the thing's explanation has to be given, how things must be explained, how communication should take place, how one must be so particular about words, use of the words, understanding of the words, everything. That's a discipline. Even if that discipline comes, that discipline will be available. That discipline will bring this knowledge. That's what the idea of punah shravanam, all the time dwelling upon this, is that it brings about a discipline of the mind, a thinking discipline, an understanding discipline, an expressing discipline everywhere. When that is there, then that's it. Whatever is mithya will be dropped from the mind. This itself should be enough. If Shravanam becomes a means of knowledge, then this discipline of the intellect itself should be enough, because intellect will not admit of any stupidity. Then, so it will not be able to entertain any kind of a notion which does not admit of reasoning. How can I say I am so and so? What's the reason? What makes you say that? I'm a woman. What did you say that? I'm a man, woman, sukhi, dukhi. How do you say that? How do you arrive at this? Have you ever inquired into the reason as to how you came to this conclusion? And so this is a mind that will not take anything for granted. A mind that will want to understand meaning of every word. What's meant by woman and man? Where does it belong? Where does I belong? Where does this man and woman belong? Where do they belong? And so this mind will inquire. Brahma Loka. What is Brahma and what is Loka? So when I say Purushoham, what is Purusha and what is Aham? Then you can see that they cannot stay each other, they cannot stand with each other, cannot stay with each other. But anyway, so Vedantins believe that this intellect and the intellectual discipline of thinking is enough to remove all cobwebs everywhere. You don't require anything. This is how, when this is Sankhya, Jnana Marga means simply this, that this is enough. This is, although perhaps it requires, for every marga requires some personality. So as Swami Vivekananda used to say, So those who are intellectually oriented, for them Jnana Marga, emotionally oriented, for them Bhakti Marga, and then what was the other thing? The activity oriented, Karma Marga, and good for nothing, that was like the fourth. But there is some truth in the statement, there is truth. Because emotionally oriented, they alone will understand what the Ramcharitmanas say. Other people can't, you can't just get that thing. What this one has to say, that only some people can really relate to this. Everybody can't relate to this. So we find people can relate to things, and what other people have to say, there are many other things going on right now also. So many people are there giving so many things, and there are people who can relate to them. Not everybody can relate to everything. So there are always things, that is why there will be clients for everybody, because there are always people being of all varieties, therefore everybody will have somebody to follow them, for the simple reason that you will always find somebody who can fit in that slot, which is fine, I think, that's all good. But similarly, although some personality, people possessing some personality alone will be able to enjoy this and relate to this. And people having some other personality can relate to other things, Shama, etc. All those things that they discuss it for years together, Who can relate to that? Some personality is required to relate to that, really. And so they will actually take days together to explain the word Radha, for example, that Radha Bhava or Gopi Bhava, etc. So that Bhava and different kinds of Bhavas are there, different levels are there, many things are there, and they are there. I will not say that these things are all identical. I will not say that. They are different things. That I would think that one should have all of that, I would wish that this is not merely that there is not top heavy, not middle heavy, not bottom heavy, that there must be, so there must be a harmony everywhere. This is how I would think that should be really a complete person. But anyway, so everybody emphasizes heaviness in one place, which is not a very good thing. We must emphasize heaviness or all-round development, That's why Aurobindo, Maharshi came up with this is integrated yoga. Integrate all aspects of personality. I guess that's what must have been meant, I don't know. But anyway, so here as I said, this discipline, this is what Vedantins believe. That doing this is enough. If you do it properly and sincerely, this is enough to remove all the cobwebs in the mind. And that is samsara, wherever samsara is there. That's all. There are no emotional problems. This is the only problem. All problems arise from conclusions about life. Then they become emotions, of course. The fears come but because of the conclusion, otherwise they won't come. Either way. And any kind of pain that comes to us is all because of certain conclusion ultimately. That conclusion becomes emotion. So you don't love me, that's the conclusion, that's all that. Then anything can happen. But how did you arrive at that? That is here, No, Swami, the intellect is not, that's what Vedanta will say. It is a conclusion. So no, I feel that. Now, those bhaktas will say that these are feelings. Two-ways knowledge is a change, Knowledge not only happens by intellect, there is another way of gaining knowledge and knowing things, and that is my, that is my heart. And that's why right side brain, left side brain, and so forth, all kinds of debates are going on. Don't think that debates are not there, debates are endless. But Vedantins will say that every feeling that arises is because of conclusion. And those people will say every conclusion that arises because of feeling. Now, so whenever this is promoted, love is promoted as a means of liberation, that means what? Every conclusion, every knowledge that takes place is because of that. And when knowledge is promoted as a means, then we say that every feeling that arises is because of knowledge. Understand? I will say that. So this is what is contained, whether they understand it or not. But I think this is what is contained, in the basic belief. And so what is the basic means? What's the basic faculty of knowledge? But the knowledge, the liberating knowledge, not just this ghatapada knowledge, liberating knowledge. So what's the faculty of liberating knowledge? One says intellect is that faculty, other says heart is that faculty. And so we would say that both of them should be there. That's why there is another one. It says integration of head and heart, So that becomes a faculty. That's what Shankaracharya meant perhaps when he said all these Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasana should fuse together. Shankaracharya very clearly says that by Shravana alone you cannot get so many words. Shravana is not enough to give you knowledge. I'm surprised that he said that. Why Shrotavyam, Mantavyam, Nidhyasitavya, etc. Then all of them, when they all fuse together in one flame, that's when the knowledge takes place. And therefore none of these things should remain separate. But still, it is still at the level of intellect. All these three things are done at the level of intellect. Nowhere in the Upanishad, when your heart comes, that is very clear. It doesn't come. Very rarely. You have to find the words. Bhakti isme hai, Shraddha is the word, they use Shraddha. That also is purely an intellectual quality. Again, Shraddha also. Although it's difficult to say that, but Shraddha also is very defined. But anyway, so this Shraddha is the quality of the intellect, and devotion is the quality of the heart. Shraddha Bhakti. Shraddha Bhakti, Dhyana Yoga. Thank God Bhakti word is used someplace, So, anyway, someplace you find. But it's rare to find that word also. You find it someplace here and there, but anyway. So this is purely an intellectual discipline. And that by proper intellectual discipline, that you can straighten out everything, that's the idea here. No wonder, many people just cannot relate to this. That there is no way they can relate to this, because there is no that orientation is not there. You require purely an intellectual orientation, or not purely, I should say a well-developed intellectual orientation to be able to relate to this and benefit from this, Anyway, so Brahma Shabdasya Arsamaha. So now the meaning of the word Brahma is being explained. Esha Brahma Loka. Avyavritta iti. Next verse. अव्यावृत्तानुगतम निस्सामान्य विशेषतः ब्रह्मेति मुख्य वृत्तेः वस्तुश्रुत्याभिधीयते. See, word Brahma has many meanings. And one of the meaning is Saguna Brahma. Hiranyagarbha is also meaning the word Brahma, which means Saguna Brahma. Of course, Veda and Brahmana and so many meanings are there. But so what's the mukhya meaning? What's the main meaning? Is Nirvishesham Brahma. That's what is meant. So word Brahma, in the expression Brahma Loka should mean Param Brahma and not Aparam Brahma, not Brahma, because there is Brahma Loka. Bhuhu Bhuva Swaha Maha Janaha Tapaha Satyam Satyaloka Brahma Loka. Brahmanaha Loka. That is the word of Brahma. That's called Brahma Loka. So, in that case, if that is the word of Brahma, then that Brahma is what? Brahma is a person. Brahma is one possessed of some personality. That is Hiranyagarbha. Because then if there is world of Brahma, then Brahma is confined to that world. So, Brahma Loka means world of Brahma. Then Brahma can only mean one who is confined to Brahma. That means it cannot be Param Brahma. So what is the meaning of Brahma here? Is it Brahma, Hiranyagarbha, or is it Brahma that is Nirgunam, Nirvishesham Brahma? Then what is the meaning of Loka? So Brahma Loka. So Avyavritta Ananugatam Nissamanya Visheshataha. Brahma is what? Nissamanyam Visheshataha. Reason. Nissamanya Vishesham is Brahma. Where Samanyata and Vishishtata, none of them is there. In Brahman, the idea of Vishesha is not there because the idea of Samanya also is not there. Where Samanyatvam is there, Vishesha will be there. Gotva, cowness, is Samanya, and Go or Gauhu, that is a cow, that will become a Vyakti. So then Vyakti Jati, or particular and universal. So Samanya and Vishesha. Samanya means universal, Vishesha means particular. So gold and ornament, or cowness and cow. So Samanya and Vishesha, when it is there, then alone Brahman can be Sagunam Brahman or Vishishtam Brahman. But Brahma that is meant here is Avyavritta Ananugata. So Vyavritta is what? That is excludes. Vyavrittam, what is it? Vyavrittas Anuvartamanam. So Vyavritta means that is excludes of that. That which is mutually exclusive. Like pot is not cloth, and therefore pot excludes cloth. So that's called Vyavartanam. One object excluding other. Brahma is Avyavritam, which cannot be excluded by anything. Cannot be displaced by anything. So one ornament displaces another ornament, but an ornament does not displace gold. So Anuvrittam. So any Avyavrittam is that which cannot be excluded by anybody or anything. That's all. So one can exclude something when there is an abhava, anyonya abhava is there, then alone it can be excluded, but Brahma cannot be excluded. Because Brahma is all pervasive. Asti bhati priya cannot be excluded. So Samanya can be excluded by Vishesha, universal cannot be excluded by particular, cause cannot be excluded by effect, and that way Asti bhati priyam cannot be excluded by name and form. So Avyavrittam. But then means Avyavrittam, that means what? Then the relation can be also Samanya and Vishesha. But no, that also, Samanya then is Anugatam in Vishesha. Samanya pervades Vishesha. Then you have to say that Brahman pervades everything. He says no, Ananugatam. Even that also is not there. The idea is that Samanya and Vishesha relationship can be there when both of them enjoy the same satta. So gold and ornament, when they enjoy the same degree of reality, then we say gold pervades ornament. Then Vyapya Vyapaka Bhava is in a primary sense. So with reference to Brahma, Asti Bhavi Priya, we say that it pervades Nama Rupa, but not in a primary sense. Asti Bhavi Priya is Adhishthanam, Nama Rupa is Adhyaropitam. And then we cannot say that Asti Bhavi Priya pervades Nama Rupa, because then they cannot obtain independently. Samanya cannot obtain without Vishesha, and Vishesha cannot obtain without Samanya. Similarly also, If Brahman pervaded everything, Maya Tadridam Sarvam Jagat Abhyakta Murdana, so by my Abhyakta Murti I pervade the entire creation. If pervasiveness is in the primary sense, then so Vyapaka cannot obtain without Vyapya, and Vyapya cannot obtain without Vyapaka, then God cannot be obtained without the world. That is why it is clarified. That need to clarify. What kind of pervasiveness is there? Masthani sarabhutani, nichaham teshu avasthita. They are all superimposed upon me. I am the adhishthana. Just as adhishthana pervades adhyaropa. What do you mean adhishthana adhyaropa? Nachamasthana bhutani. Adhishthana is that which is totally where adhyaropa has no trace at all. Adhyaropa is that which cannot stand apart from adhishthana. Adhishthana is that which is independent of adhyaropa. Therefore, even that anugadatvam or vyapakatvam also is not in the primary sense. So, avyavritta, ananugata. You see, what happens is, if something does not pervade, like clay pervades the pot, the pot cannot exclude the clay. But clothness does not pervade the pot, the pot excludes the cloth. Similarly, if you say that Brahman does not pervade this thing, then they will not exclude Brahman. No. Nothing can exclude Brahman. At the same time, you cannot say that Brahman pervades everything, because everything is superimposed. That's the idea. In fact, the relationship is between that, similar to that between Adhishthana and Adhyaropa. Then, Adhyaropa cannot exclude Adhishthana. The snake cannot exclude the rope. And therefore, rope is not Vyavritta with reference to snake. Nor can we say that the rope primarily pervades the snake, because then rope cannot obtain without snake. And so we can't say that rope is anugata, is anusita, is there in the snake. No. Because even when the snake is not there, the rope is. Savyavritta, ananugata. This is a typical relationship that obtains between Adhyaropa and Adhishthana. Nissamanya Visheshata hai. Because Samanyata and Visheshata, Brahman is devoid of the idea of Samanyata and Visheshata. Because Samanya and Vishesha always go together, and Brahman is devoid of the idea, even though you say Nirvishesha, means there is no Nissamanyam also. So Nissamanya Visheshataha Avyavritta Ananugatam Brahman. Iti Mukhya Vrittya iha Vastu Shrutya Abhijyate. It is the Vastu, the reality, that is what is meant here by the word Brahman in a primary sense. So when the Shruti uses the word Brahman in Brahmaloka, the word Brahma is used in the primary sense. So Tikakara says, Tatra hetuhu nissamanya iti. Avyavrittanugatam. What's the reason? Nissamanya visheshataha. Because samanyata and visheshata are not there in Brahma. All of this is a reference to the Nayayikas, So they look upon Astitva is also jati. That is ghata hasti, pata hasti. That is ghata possesses astitvam. Asti becomes the samanya, ghata becomes vishesha, asti becomes jati, ghata becomes vyakti. So they take astitva and ghata having the same satta. We say no, asti is adhishthana, ghata is adhyaropa. That is why the Niyayikas are dismissed this way. Then Tika says, Asti Kamalasana Visheshavapi Brahma iti. So Kamalasana Visheshavat, but Brahma is one that is possessed of Kamalasanatvam. So seated on the lotus asana, Kamalasana. So that is Brahmaji. So Brahma is seated in the asana of the lotus. So Asti Kamalasana Visheshavapi Brahma. You say the Nissamanya Vishesham Brahma, but there is a Vishishtam Brahma. Like Kamalasana, the Visheshavat, possessing the Vishesha of being Kamalasana is there. If you say Tatraha, that is Mukhya Vrittya iha Vastu Brahma iti abhijyate. So by Mukhya Vritti and not by the Gauni Vritti. Iha iti Brahmaloka Shabda Nirdesha. Here, in this expression Brahmaloka, Shruti means the word Brahma in a primary sense. So Avyavritta Ananugatam Vastu Brahma iti Shrutya Abhijyate is Sambandha. And that is how the Vastu which is Avyavrittam Ananugatam, that is the Vastu that is meant by Shruti here in the word Brahmaloka, where the word Brahma is inserted in the primary sense, not in the secondary sense. You see, okay. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bṛhadāraṇyam Sutrabhāṣya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeri Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. 1144. This is the mantra, it's written here also. Samila eko drashta advaito bhavati esha brahmaloka samrādhati haina manusya shāsayāgnyosyah एषास्य परमा गतिः एषास्य परमा सम्पद एषोऽस्य परमो लोकः एषोऽस्य परम आनन्दः एतस्यैवानन्दस्यान्यानि भूतानि मात्रां उपजीवन्ते. Now just to refresh the memory on the page 1144, that footnote number 1 tells us briefly about this particular kandika. Prajne atmana samparishvattasya yadvai tanda pashyadityadana vistaranoktam sarvam usamharati. Prajnena atmana samparishvattasya, one who is fully embraced with the prajnena atma, with the atma that obtains in the deep sleep state, or the atma that is prajna, which is of the nature of consciousness, which means in the deep sleep state when this jiva gets fully embraced with the Paramatma, meaning attains an identity or oneness with that. Yadvaidamya pashyati, that is a state of deep sleep. With that, with reference to that, in great detail, this was described. Yadvaidamya pashyati, pashyanvaidamya pashyati. That he does not see there in the deep sleep state, seeing he does not see. Nahi drashtuhu drashtehe viparinova vidyate avinashitva. So, pashyanvai, he continues to see there, even in the deep sleep state, because drashtuhu drashtehe viparinova vidyate. The sight of the seer, the consciousness of the seer is never suffers a cessation or destruction, avinashitva, because the consciousness is, or drashta, the seer also is avinashi, imperishable, and therefore the seeing also is imperishable. Tanna pashyati, navat dvitiyamasti tadhanya vibhaktam yat pashyet. So how come it is not seen? Well, there is nothing, a second thing, different from itself, divided from itself, which it can see. Therefore, there is no seeing in a conventional sense in the deep sleep state, inasmuch as the second thing. That is seeing which involves the duality between the seer and the seen. That kind of seeing is not there, and still the seeing is there, inasmuch as that because of which the seeing takes place. So that seeing involving the duality between the seer and the seen, so that because of which or whom the seeing takes place, that consciousness is very much there. And therefore, that alone should be called a seer in the primary sense, really.
So even when I say that I see, that seeing is possible because of consciousness. And consciousness also is ultimate essence of this sphere. In that sense, you have to say that the consciousness is a sphere. Or it is not the sphere as much as what is meant by seeing conventionally is that it involves a duality, and that duality not being there, it does not see also. So this is all Visparenoktam Swarupam, the Swarupa, the true nature of the Atma that was described with reference to these three states, that Atma is the nature of consciousness. Upasamhadati, and na pashyati, na shrunoti, na vadati, na rasayate, and so forth and so on. With reference to any function of saying, that is not that he does not speak, he speaks and still does not speak. Yasmadam अन्वय व्यतिरेकाभ्याम आविद्यकः एव अंतःकरणादि संबंधः अन्वय व्यतिरेकाभ्याम. By this method of अन्वय and व्यतिरेका it has been established that it is only when avidya is there that is vyakta avidya. Again, avidya also has been distinguished as in two states. Avidya is what we call the mula avidya or the avaram, the veiling, and other is the vikshepa, that is the projection part. So avidya, the nature of vikshepa, not being there. That means avidya kaheva antahkaranadi sambandha. That Atma is sambandha or the relationship. Contact and relationship with the antahkarana, with this personality, is only the ignorance, the second ignorance, namely vikshepa. The idea is that if the avarana is there but vikshepa is not there, then the sambandha is not there, or sambandha is not seen. On the other hand, if the vikshepa is there, that very avidya results into sambandha or the identification with the antahkarana. Yasmāyo अन्य विदिताभ्याम एव आविद्यक एव antahkaranadi sambandha. In as much as identity with this upadhi is only due to ignorance, it is also established by the Anvaya Vidhika. Then in waking in the dream state, these identities there, and that identification is there. Deep sleep state, the identification is not there. Therefore, tasmad, yasmad and tasmad. Salilaha, salilavat swachchaha. The Atma is salilaha. Salilaha, iva salilaha, like water, transparent like water, placid. Here it said, vijatiya bheda shunyaha. So salilaha shuddhaha, vijatiya bheda virahi, or vijatiya bheda shunyaha. Instead of sajatiya, vijatiya swagata bheda shunyaha. So number of words are used, salilaha, ekaha, advaitaha. So these different words are used. Therefore, the Vartikara interprets these words to mean the exclusion of the different kinds of divisions. Ekaha, sajatiya bheda shunyaha. So, sajatiya bheda, ekaha, it's there. Ekaha, sajatiya bheda virahi, or sajatiya bheda shunyaha. So, salilaha, ekaha. Atahev adrashta, Vartikara prefers that interpretation, salila eko adrashta. He's a drashta. Because vijatiya sajatiya bheda shunyaha. See, one can be drashta or the seer provided there is something to see. And something that stands apart from oneself. Nutad dvitiyam asti tatahanyad vibhaktam. There also. That dvitiyam, the second, is not there. Tatahanyad vibhaktam, that which stands as separate from oneself. That not being there. Thoda ka vajo Yat pashet, which is what one would see. So by the word salila, which is transparent, that means that nothing different from, so transparent or placid, that means there is nothing that different from itself, say nothing different with different class. And ekaha is sajatiya bheda shunya, it is one, and therefore even sajatiya, something of the same class, is not there. And therefore there is nothing that stands separated from the self in a state of deep sleep, therefore adrashta. And inasmuch as in the deep sleep state, it is essentially the true nature of the Atma that is evident, the adrashta, not being a seer, is the nature of the Atma, Swarupam. Yadva jaratva shankavya vrutte drashta iti padachchedaha. Or someone may see that, someone may feel that is the state of deep sleep state, there is no consciousness at all. That means there is acetanatvam. That means there is jadatvam. And so someone may think that it is unconscious state. So, yadva jadatva shankara avrutte, that one may conclude that the state of deep sleep is jadatvam or acetanatvam or unconscious. Shruti says drashta. Then that padachena drashta would also be useful that way. Is drashta. He is a seer. And seeing always is in a conscious being. What is meant is kutastha jyotihi. Kutastha jyoti. Jyoti is the consciousness. Kutastha jyotihi. The changeless, imperishable consciousness. Then salilaha ekaha drashta advaitaha ekarasaha. So dvitiya rahitaha ekarasaha swagata bheda shunyahitya. The third bheda that remains now. And therefore, this advaita is interpreted as ekarasa, homogeneous. That means having no internal duality. Swagata bheda shunyah, devoid of any internal or inherent duality within oneself. What they could talk of internal contradictions, internal contradictions. Within the same party, there are internal contradictions, One wing of the party and the other wing of the party and this party and all kinds of. So everywhere this is there. That's called Svagata Bheda. There are enough Bheda outside, Sajatiya Bheda is there and Vijatiya Bheda also is there. This fellow claims to be non-secular, the other fellow also claims non-secular. That's Sajatiya Bheda. The non-secular and secular, there is Vijatiya Bheda. Within non-secular, there are different factions, There are Kshatriyas are there, and this fellow are there, all kinds of things are there, So Svagata Bheda is there. Anyway, so that is how Svagata Bheda, ekarasaha, homogeneous. There is no such thing as homogeneous in the world except Atma. And there is no Svagata, there is no way that Sajatiya, Vijatiya Bheda will not operate. Not possible. Not possible. However, amount of regimentation is there, you cannot make them one. No way. And there is no. It's not possible and it's not necessary, of course, hopefully. But the thing is, you cannot, but this is what people want. The natural differences are the natural things. And you want to regimentize and then make them one, That's an unnatural process. Except that to retain the differences and then still function requires such a maturity. Therefore, in place of that maturity, what they do is they regimentize, they discipline and do things, and so like military and stuff like that. So then make them machines rather than human beings. The human beings, the differences will be there. The individual opinions will be there. They will ask questions, why should I fight this battle? Why should I kill another human being? And so forth. These questions will be there. Make them machines so that questions are not asked. Now shoot. So they will not ask a question, why should I shoot? So Tolstoy says, we are converting all these fellows into machines. That's all you can do. So you can control them. Anyway, so God has created all the differences and tremendous differences. There is no similarity anywhere. So functioning is difficult, really. If functioning at the level of that dissimilarity would be impossible. Therefore, only when we can somehow connect ourselves with that which obtains in and through the dissimilarities, the similarity that then obtains, the sameness that obtains, to the extent that we can connect, that requires spiritual evolution. So, rather than doing that, what the world is doing is at this mechanical level, at the physical level, they're trying to, do things, but not recognizing that it is not possible to, within limits you can do that, that's all. You can invoke their patience and in a way you can create some kind of equal value that marenge, jienge, this, that stuff, up to a certain point. But ultimately what is required is a spiritual evolution where the differences don't count in spite of their being there. But anyway, the idea is that Atma being such, where the differences do not count at all. But all of this tells us, that we have to grow to a point where the differences just do not count. But anyway, so Sajate, Vijatiya, Swagata Bheda Shunya. Ato Urdham Ityadi Punah Punah Prashtasya Uttaram Muni Uktavan. Ata urdhvam vimoksha eva bruhi, ata urdhvam vimoksha eva bruhi. King Janaka kept on asking Sri Yajnavalkya, please tell me that which is a means of moksha. Please tell me that which is a means of moksha. Even after the whole, the Swayam Jyotishvam, the Atma is self-effulgent, or the nature of consciousness, was very elaborately unfolded. And then also King Janaka kept on asking this question. That is true, that Atma is Swayam Jyotihi. And until, however, the non-duality between Atma and Brahma is recognized, still the moksha is not there. And so even though Sri Yajnavalkya answered the question of King Janaka, King Jyotirevayam Purusha, so what's the Jyoti that is responsible for the functioning of this Karyakarana Sanghata? And that Atma, that is a Jyoti. Atmanevam Jyoti Shastra and so forth. So all of that was said. And still King Janaka continued to ask. So beyond the mandate that was given to him, he was given the mandate to ask one question. And we may say that the subsequent questions that King Janaka asked were nothing but the elaboration or clarification of the very first question. But then when he kept on asking, Ata urdhvam vimoksha eva bruhi, then one would question. Then we have to say only that even when King Janaka asked about the self-effulgence, the consciousness, that is the self, his point was to gain the knowledge which is the means of moksha. And therefore, King Janaka kept on asking, Ata urdhvam ityadi, punah punah prashtasya, uttaram muni uktavaniti. And thus, ultimately Muni has given the uttara. Ata urdhvam vimoksha eva bruhi, Salila ekaha drashta advaito bhavati. That's it. By this, Sri Yajnavalkya has ultimately replied this question. That means this is a knowledge which is a knowledge for moksha. Iti Shrutihi Eshaha Brahmalokaha. Esha iti. So Eshaha, this one is Brahmaloka. Who is Eshaha? So Sannihitaha Sushuptyavastham apanna Pratyagatma. Salilaha ekaha drashta advaito bhavati Eshaha. That is this Pratyagatma, that is the Sannihita, the one that is in proximity. So one that is most proximately mentioned, that is the Atma. Sushuptyavastham apanna. So one that has attained the state of the deep sleep state, Pratyagatma, the one's inner self. Eshaha Brahmaloka Samradhena, that is already done. Yajnavalkya. Esha asya parama, then what here Esha asya? Only what the Tikakara has done is just explained a few words rather than giving the explanation of the whole thing. Then we have to say that this is what Shruti says. Esha asya paramagatihi, Esha asya parama sampada, Esha asya paramo lokaha, Esha asya paramo anandaha. In that statement, that is statement of the Shruti. Thereby Shruti says that iti henam haenam anushasasa yajnavalkya. The anushasana of Yajnavalkya got concluded at that point. Advaito bhavati iti. Esha Brahmaloka Samrat iti. That is how. So Yajnavalkya instructed King Janaka that Esha Brahmaloka. Esha means this Pratyagatma is Brahmaloka. Esha asya paramasampada. Asya means what? Of this one, this is paramasampad. That is the most exalted glory. Then asya means buddhipadikasya. Or the vijnanamaya jiva. Of this jiva, this is the most exalted glory. Esha paramasampad. That's a supreme attainment. That's the parama gatihi, supreme attainment. Parama sampada, that's the most exalted glory. That Esha is also said. What happens is Esha is alright, Pratyagatma. What is Esha? That atichanda vakyokta esha. So on the page 1103, that atichanda. There the famine was used, that is why it is tadvasya tat atichanda apahadapapma abhayam rupam. Right, so tadvasya tat aptakamam atmakamam akamam rupam shokantaram. So that is the paramagatihi. That's the ultimate gati. So esha paramagatihi. So this is the gati that was stated in the earlier vakya. Or paramasampada says asya vijnanamayasya parama utkrushta sampada vibhutihi. So this Atma ultimately is this Atma which is so unfolded with reference to deep sleep state. Asya vijnanamayasya, of this jiva, that is the Atma identified as the buddhi vijnanamayasya jivasya parama sampada utkrushta sampada utkrushta vibhutihi. That's the most exalted glory. Why? Bhashyakara will explain akrutakatvat, because it is uncreated, it is something that is natural. Asya vijnanamayasya esha yathoktah sushuptau paramatmaika lakshana paramo moksharupah lokah. That is, so esha asya paramagatihi, esha asya parama sampada, esha asya paramo lokah. यथोक्तः सुषुप्तो परमात्मैक लक्षणः परमो मोक्षरूपो लोकः. So this is most exalted abode. And that means that which of the nature of identification with Paramatma. So Paramatma eka lakshanah paramah. So this is most exalted world, you may say. Abode or world. Many worlds are there, but this is the most exalted word because moksha rupa, of the nature of moksha, therefore it is esha paramo lokah, moksha rupo lokah. Then asya sushuptasya esha swarupanubhava lakshanah anandah paramah anandah. Of the nature of anubhava, swarupa anubhava, of the nature of the experiencing of one's own self. So that anandah. Paramah sadhana asadhyah niratishah eshahasya paramah anandah. The most exalted ananda, bliss, most exalted joy or happiness. Why most exalted? Everywhere where parama, the idea is that this parama means most exalted. This visheshana is used in every case. Paramagatihi, parama sampada, paramo lokah, parama anandah. So in each case the reason why the adjective parama is used is different. Gati is something that is reached, paramagati. So gati is that unreached gati. Parama sampada, sampada is that which is attained, unattained sampada. Paramo lokaha, loka is the world. Again the world from where no one doesn't have to come back. Parama anandaha, that's the sadhana janya ananda, ajanya. In that sense, everywhere the parama will be explained. Niratish, unsurpassable ananda. Okay, now continuing, we'll just briefly look at the Bhashya, 1145, page 1145. The third line, Yatra punah savidya sashupte vastuntra pratyavasthavika shanta. Yatra punah, where however, because earlier it was said, Tach dashidam swapne pratyakshataha ghnantiva vijnantiva iti. So with reference to deep sleep state, of course, Atmana, where something is separated from oneself, there one can see something different from oneself. So yatra punah savidya sushupte vastuntra pratyavastha. So tatha अन्यद जिघ्रेत, अन्यद रसेत, अन्यद श्रुणुयात, अन्यद मन्वीत, अन्यद स्पृशेत, अन्यद विजानीयात, etc. That is, seeing, hearing, thinking, knowing, tasting something different from oneself, all that can obtain only when the duality is there. Where did the duality come from? Vastvandra pratyavasthapika avidya. That very duality is projected by ignorance. Upon the Atma, this manyness, the duality of the nature of subject-object is that which is projected by ignorance. And further ignorance also projects, creates the Brahma or the delusion of that duality being real. And so that is where one sees something different from oneself, thinks of something and smells and so forth. Yatra punah sa avidya sushupte shanta vastvantar pratyavasthapika avidya. That ignorance, that the nature of which is to project something different from oneself, shanta, when that has become quiet, that means the projection, the projecting part of the vidya is not there in the state of deep sleep state. Tena so avidyayaha shantatvena. Since avidya has become quiet, that means there is no projection in the state of deep sleep. So tena anyatvena avidya paribhaktasya vastunah abhavat. So that vastu that is separate from oneself, that separation which is projected by ignorance, so projecting ignorance is not there. Therefore, the duality projected by that ignorance also is not there. And therefore, tat kenakam pashet jigred vijaniyatva. And therefore, what is it that one will see as separate from oneself, or smell, or know? Atah svenaiva prajnena atmana swam jyotisvabhavena samparishvaktah. Therefore, svenaiva hi atmana, by with one's own true nature, that in a state of deep sleep, the Atma, the Jivatma attains his own true nature. Prajnena Atmana, where Prajnena means Paramarthikena Swarupena, Atmana Samparishvaktah, fully embraced. That means having attained the oneness with one's own absolute nature in the state of deep sleep. What is that? Swayam Jyotis Svabhavena, of the nature of consciousness. Samparishvaktah, Ekibhutah. Samastah samprasannah aptakamah samastah aparichchinnah. Thus in state of deep sleep the Atma becomes aparichchinnah, becomes limitless. Samprasannah atyanta swachchah, becomes totally placid, totally transparent. Aptakamah aptaha sukhadah yasmin. That's the state in which all the sukhadah, all the happiness has been attained. Atma kamah, Atma eva kamah, sukha sakshatkara yasmin. The state in which, or the Atma in which, the Atma alone is the kamah. Atma alone is the desired object. Or here what is desired is sukha sakshatkara. Atma alone is the sukha sakshatkara. Atma alone is sukha or the happiness. Atma kamah, salilvat swachchibhutah. That which has, because of the impurity of the ignorance and subsequent impurities created by ignorance of the nature of vikshepa, that ahankara, mamakara, all of these are impurities not being there, swachchibhutah, Atma has become placid, has become pure, salilaha eva salilaha. Says footnote number 2 says that sarvasya avidyasya vidyadhvastau atmamatratva parisheshe karyakaranu abhavena tat sambandha bhavat salivat shuddha ityartha. Sarvasya avidyasya dhvastau, everything that is created from ignorance, ahankara, mamakara and all the other things. So dhvastau, so vidya dhvastau. Well, you can't say that in the deep sleep state that dhvasti or the destruction of the ignorance is not due to vidya. But when that happens, then this is the... So,
If it consciously happens, then this is what consciously happens. So vidya dhasto atmatratva parisheshe. Except in the deep sleep state, that avaranam is there, and therefore you can't say that there is a pure placidity. But that state would also obtain when this ignorance is destroyed by the knowledge. Then the placidity in the true sense will be obtained. Atmatratva parisheshe karya karanayoho abhavena, because there is an absence of the karya karana, cause and effect, or karya karana. The identification of the sthula sukshma sharira not being there, tat sambandha abhavat. So really karya karanayoho abhavena, we should say. Karya karana, tat sambandha abhavat. Then sambandha, the identification of the karya karana also cannot be there. Karya karanayoho abhavena, that also will be okay. Salilvat shuddha ityartha. In short, Atma is pure in its nature, but then the purity is recognized or realized when the identification with Karyakara Sanghata goes away. And that will happen when the ignorance bringing about that identification is destroyed in the wake of the knowledge. That is when the Atma becomes Salilha. Salilvat Swacha. So Bhāṣyakara is Salilha eva Salilha ekaha dvitiyasya bhavat. Then Bhāṣyakara is ekaha dvitiyasya bhavat. Because there is no due. So Nadat anyat vibhaktam. So yat pashet. So anyat and vibhaktam is not there. Therefore there is nothing that one can see. So dvitiyasya bhavat. Ekaha dvitiyasya bhavat. However, Vartikara has his own explanation of dvitiya that we saw. Ekahidi salila padat atmanam shuddha muktva punah ekapadam prayunjana shruti asya aikarasyam niravayatvam vivakshati. So Vartikara says that Shruti cannot keep on repeating it herself. Therefore, when said Salilaha, so Salila Padat, Atmanam Shuddha Muktva, that Atma is Shuddha. Punaha Ekapadam Prayunjana Shruti, when Shruti again says Ekaha, then there must be something more that the Shruti wants to convey. Aikarasyam, but Shuddha also should be Aikarasa anyway. That alone can be pure, which is homogeneous. Otherwise, if there are internal impurities, then also you can't call it pure. Vartikara also will say that, of course, not that he doesn't understand. The point is, each word is capable of telling us everything. Ekaha, advitiyaha, salilaha, each word is capable of eliminating all the differences anyway. And still Shruti uses so many words. Therefore, the Tikakaras will explain that a given word can more effectively convey a certain idea. In that sense, we would say that Salilaha conveys the idea of purity, transparent. I would think that Swagata Bheda Rahityam, is something very clear with reference to transference. But anyway, Eka, one. So without the second, perhaps that also conveys the Vijatiya Bheda Rahityam and Advaita or Swagata Bheda Rahityam. Advaita is Vijatiya Bheda Rahityam. Then Eka, Sajatiya Bheda Rahityam we can say. Either way. But anyway, here, Salilaha is interpreted as saying, conveying Vijatiya Bheda Rahityam. Therefore, Ekaha then, Swagata Bheda Rahityam. This is how Vartikara says. Anyatha Visheshana Vayarthyadiri Vartika Anusari Pantha. Whereas Bhāṣyakara just gives a simple explanation, Ekaha Dvitiyasya Bhavat. Because Bhāṣyakara has something else in mind. Avidya hi dvitiya pravibhajyat. That's the same, he continues that same thread he continues. Avidya hi, we should not say he and so forth, but anyway, so Bhāṣyakara continues that thread. Avidya hi dvitiya pravibhajyate. The dvitiya pravibhajyate. Something that stands separate from oneself only because of ignorance. Sach shanta atra. And that avidya, so projecting ignorance has become quiet here. Atah ekaha. Therefore, Atma is ekaha. Then drashta. Drustehe avipariluptatvat. Again, continuing the earlier discussion. Nahi drashtehe, nahi drashtuhu drashtehe viparilopo vidyate. And so, drashte avipariluptatvat, so that since drashti of the consciousness is imperishable, therefore He is ever drashta. Of course, drashta too. But still, there in those passages, the idea was to convey that Atma is drashta. Because the question arises that in the deep sleep state there is no consciousness, and therefore one would suspect that in the deep sleep state Atma is not there, or Atma is unconscious. Therefore, to emphasize that Atma is conscious, even in the state of deep sleep, was the purpose of all those passages. Therefore, drashta was the primary message conveyed through all the passages. Therefore, Bhāṣyakara says drashta. Drushtehe avipariluptatvat. Which drushtehe? Atma jyoti svabhavayaha drushtehe. Not drishti in the sense of, so seeing through the sense organs, etc. Atma jyoti svabhavayaha drushtehe. Drishti, which is of the nature of the Atma jyoti svabhava. So, drishti is the nature of the consciousness, which is the inherent nature of the Atma, so that being imperishable. Therefore, he is drashta. Not that the seeing as a function is there. The Advaita drashtavyasya dvitiyasya abhavat. Ekaha dvitiyasya abhavat. Advaita dvitiyasya abhavat. Also, again, Ekaha is one, Advaita also is one. So, here drashtavyasya dvitiyasya abhavat in the sense of drashta, that word drashta has been further explained to mean not drashta involving the duality of the seer and the seen. It is drashta that means the very swarupa, the nature of seeing. And therefore Bhāṣyakara explains the word Advaita. Advaita has drashtavyasya dvitiyasya bhava. That drashtavya, something that stands separate from oneself, that is not there. Whereas ekaha dvitiyasya bhava is what? So avidya pratyupasthapitasya dvaitasya bhava. So there eka means it is devoid of the duality which is projected by the ignorance, that not being there, therefore is ekaha. And is advaita drashta. Because that drashtavya, the drashtavyantaram is not being there. Etadamrutam abhayam. This is immortal, this is fearless. Yathoktam atmatattvam shadbhava vikara shunyam amrutam. Immortal. Immortal means imperishable, devoid of any change modifications. Abhayam, Bhāṣyakara is connecting the earlier passages. Amrutam abhayam. Bhaya hetu avidya shunyam. Because avidya, which is the very cause of duality, and there was the cause of bhaya, not being there, abhayam. Edadamrutam abhayam. Esha brahmalokaha samrād dihovacha idi hayanam anushtasasa yāgnyavalkya. Esha brahmalokaha. Esha pratyekātma brahmalokaha. There Bhāṣyakara chooses to give the explanation brahmayolokaha brahmalokaha. This is karmadharaya. Brahmayolokaha. Brahma tatpadartha. Lokaha tvam padartha. So the Tikakara, Vartikara also will explain lokaha. So that which is seen is called lokaha. So lokyadairu lokaha, so that which is seen. And so lok in short involves seeing. Lok darshane, that's a dhatu. And therefore lokaha here is the sense of darshanam, in the sense of drashti. In that sense the word lokaha is interpreted as the very consciousness, because that's how the darshanam of the seeing can take place. So tvam padartha. The word loka is interpreted as consciousness, because loka word is derived from the root lok, which is the sense of darshanam. So seeing. Therefore loka is a pratyekātma, tvam padartha. And Brahma is of course tat padartha. Therefore brahmayeva loka. That shows the identity between the tat and the tvam. Brahmaloka. So footnote 11. Karmadharayat tayoh aikyam karmadharayata. So on account of this, the samasa being karmadharaya. So that is in karmadharaya, both the padas are equal, then so tayoh aikyam. Otherwise different, but where you want to point out the aikya also. एषः ब्रह्मलोकः परः एव अयम् अस्मिन् काले व्यावृत्त कार्यकरणोपाधि भेदः स्वे आत्मज्योतिषी परः एव अयम् अस्मिन् काले ayam means atma. This atma is asmin kale. At this state, in the state of deep sleep, here in the state of enlightenment, vyavritta karya karana upadhi bhedaha, where karya karana upadhi bhedaha vyavritta. So that is devoid of any duality brought about by identification with the karya karana sanghata. So Bhashyakara used the expression karya karana upadhi bhedaha. व्यावृत्त है यस्मिन् व्यावृत्त कार्य करणोपाधि भेदः परः आत्मा स्वे आत्मज्योतिषी शांत सर्व संबंधे वर्तते. So atma obtains, so आत्मज्योतिषी in one's soul, that is a consciousness that one's own self, शांत सर्व संबंधे और शांत सर्व संबंधः. So one that is free from all the sambandha or association with karya sanghata, swe atma jyotishi vartase. Of course, shanta sarva sambandhi also you can say, in which case it becomes a visheshan of swe atma jyotishi. Or asmin kale also. Asmin kale, asyam avasthayam, shanta sarva sambandhe, of course, in kale. So that way also one can connect. So that will be okay. Or Shanta Sarva Sambandha, then it becomes a visheshan of Ayam. And Vyavruta Karya Karana Upadhi Bhedaha, Shanta Sarva Sambandha, Asmin Kale, Sve Atma Jyotishi Vartate, obtains in his own nature, there is a consciousness. Hey Samrat iti ha evam ha enam जनकम अनुशास अनुशिष्टवान याज्ञवल्क्य कहति श्रुति वचनमेतत्. This is what Shruti says. Iti hainam अनुशास याज्ञवल्क्य. This is what Shruti says. In this manner, Yajnavalkya instructed King Janaka. We should continue now. Up to this point we came, in fact, in our previous class. And also we went through the Vartika, etc., covering this portion. So now we can continue from here, on the page 1149. Paramatvam sadhayati. No, that comes later, I guess. Okay. So, just Puriti. Oh, we haven't read this at all, isn't it? Okay. Katham va anushasasa. Iti enam anushasasa Yajnavalkya. Katham va, how indeed? Anushasasa, how indeed did he instruct? Katham or Katham va, kena va anyena prakarena. So in what other way also did Yajnavalkya instruct King Janaka? So this way, of course, what happens is, having said itiha enam anushasasa Yajnavalkya, Shruti continues. Otherwise the reporting should be over there. This is how Sage Yajnavalkya instructed King Janaka. There is no need for the Shruti to say further. Eshasya paramagatihi, eshasya paramasampada, eshasya paramoloka, and so forth. So all of these, what is that? So Katham va, so footnote number 3 said, Kena va anyena prakarena. In what further manner, what in another manner also did Sage Yajnavalkya instruct? Alternatively, which other way did Sage Yajnavalkya instruct King Janaka? So Katham va anushasasa. Then Bhashya says, Esha asya vijñānamayasya paramagatihi. Esha adichinda vakyokta. That is the Vartika Anusari Pantha. Therefore, so adichinda vakyokta. All that was said, Atmaloka, Aptakamaha, Atmakamaha, Akamaha. So aptakamam, atmakamam, akamam, rupam. What is it? Shokantaram. Right. So that one. Atichanda vakyokta. So asya vijñānamayasya paramagatihi. Naishthiki gatihi. So what is the paramatvam? So what is that makes the gati, the ultimate goal or ultimate attainment rather, as most exalted? Because every attainment is always characterized by that. So every attainment will always involve returning from what you attain. Therefore the footnote 5 says, Naishthiki gatihi. So what is it that makes the gati parama, most exalted? How come that attainment is most exalted? Because it is an attainment that is there to stay. Naishthiki. So where there is a nishtha, is the attainment which is there to stay, or attainment where one stays and does not return. That is why that is the most exalted attainment. Because every word conveys something, but every word also has a certain limitation. Therefore, this word parama is used in order to avoid, or to rather release that word from that limitation that is generally conveyed along with the word. So word gati means attainment, all right, but then attainment always also is accompanied with the idea that attainment is always, means one will have to again be separated from what is attained. Because all sanyoga always involves viyoga. So this is a sanyoga not involving viyoga, which means not a sanyoga in a primary sense. Then why should I use the word gati? That is an attainment, because the human being wants attainment in life. He wants to attain that state, having gone where there is no return. This is what one is attempting all the time, to attain a state having reached where one does not have to return, except that such a thing is not there, but he doesn't know that. And therefore he has been striving from time beginningless, he has been striving to attain a state from where there is no return. So that is why Shruti says this is an answer to your quest. So whatever you are in quest of a gati or attainment, which you would want always to be permanent, except that no attainment is permanent. Because every attainment is achieved as a result of some kind of a path, or some kind of a means, some kind of an effort. And when that effort will get exhausted, any attainment will also, you become the world heavyweight boxing champion, very highest achievement, great achievement. So what? As long as muscle power is there. Then some young fellow comes and knocks you out, that's at most surprising. These great champions have been knocked out in a most unexpected manner, nobody ever suspected, and they just are knocked out. So anyway, the idea is, whatever you attain, you have to ultimately be willing, or prepared to be disassociated with that. You become the President of the United States, a tremendous attainment. The Prime Minister of India is not an attainment because somebody can put you there, But not so there. Nobody will put you there. And you have to achieve that. And to stay there also is not easy. But anyway, you hang on somehow. It's amazing, What an amount of tenacity and fighting and whatever. You hang on. But how long will you hang on? Now, of course, they have put a limit of no more than 2 terms. That's all. In the olden days, the president used to enjoy more terms like this. Roosevelt was a very, very favorite, or rather popular president. He had 3 or 4 terms, but no more. But anyway, even if this was so, somebody more popular will come along, Or your popularity is to do something. Eisenhower was very popular, but because of his warring and things like that. But then when other aspects get revealed, so there are all kinds of things about a human being. And so when they get revealed, the popularity also suffers in that sense. Our own Prime Minister also was very popular. Until the incompetence becomes evident, then of course the popularity goes away. Of course, what can you do? It's helplessness more than incompetence, but whatever. This is not a political stuff. But here, gati, everybody is seeking that gati. Eshasya paramagat naishthiki gati. In short, the Shruti is the answer to the human quest. That's the idea here. Now another case is paramatvam sadhayati. So what is it that makes it gati parama? Most exalted sadhayati. That's what Bhashyakara here so shows. Yastu iti. Bhashya says. Yastu anyaha dehagrahana lakshanaha brahmadistamba paryantaha avidya kalpitaha taha gatayah ataha aparamaha avidya vishayatvat. Yastu, however, those anyaha, there are other gatis are also there, other attainments are there, meaning other embodiments are there. That's where gati ultimately the jiva is nothing but an embodiment. So when the jiva departs from one upadhi, then attainment another upadhi is called gati. Either you can attain a certain loka or attain a certain loka, of course, and that particular, every loka has its own relevant upadhi. So attainment of loka also amounts to attainment of a given upadhi. Anyaha dehagrahana lakshanaha gataya. Those are other attainments that are characterized by assuming different kinds of bodies or upadhis. Brahmadi stamba paryantaha, beginning from Brahmaji all the way up to stamba, means a clump of grass. Avidya kalpitaha. All of these gataya which are all projected by ignorance. In a primary sense, the whole world is created by Maya. In that sense, all the upadhis also are created by Maya. And therefore, avidya kalpana is twofold. First of all, Ishvara Srushti and then Jiva Srushti. So when it is said, Brahmadistamba paryantaha gataya avidya kalpitaha, then we have to say that the Ishvara Srushti also is nothing but avidya kalpita or Maya kalpita. And then identification with those upadhis will be what we call the Jiva Srushti, which is also further, so avidya is further confounded, what it is becomes more intense. Taha gataya, all those gataya, all those attainments, ataha aparamaha, ataha sakashat aparamaha kshainyah. So footnote 7, so gataya avasthaha also, the footnote number 6 was there someplace anyway. So paramagati, no. Footnote number 6. So it's plural anyway. So taha, that's where it should be. So gataya is avasthaha. No, the footnote number 6 goes with gataya, avasthaha, 7 goes with ataha, sakashat, 8 goes with aparama, kshaishnyah, or whatever it is. So, First footnote number 6 is avasthaha, it says here in my this thing. All right, I find here somehow, if it is singular, then okay, then it should be gatihi. So, ataha sakashat aparamaha shaishnyah, I think, isn't it? Shaishni. Shaishnu. Kshaishnu. Kshainyah, all right. So those which are perishable, aparamaha. In short, this is the imperishable naishthika avastha, and there are all others are all naturally the perishable avastha, other attainments. Avidya vishayatva again, avidya vishayatva. So avidya parikalpitatva, really it should be. Avidya vishayatva means avidya parikalpitatva. I think that's what Anandagiri would say also now. elsewhere it has been said, avidya parikalpitatvad, because it is just a notion that I have attained something. Even that very attainment becomes a notion. When one becomes Brahma and then has, the sense of having attained something, that even not only Brahma, the Upadhi is avidya parikalpita, but I have attained the state of Brahma also is further notion only. So that avidya kalpitatva, avidya vishayatva, avidya kalpitatva. Even the very idea of attainment itself is projected by ignorance. What is attained is created there by ignorance, kept ready for me, like Swarga. And that I have attained something. So that, you see, number one, there is a place called Swarga. And then, when I get associated with Swarga, then I say that I have attained Swarga. That means I in some way get connected with Swarga, Otherwise, Swarga is there, a house is there, that is created, no doubt. But what is further created is that I get connected with the house, and this is my house, so that's a further projection. So, vidya kalpitaha brahmadistamba paryantaha gataha, that is there, and that I have attained them, that means that identification with those upadhis, that is also further avidya vishayatva. Continuing, yantu devattvadigatinam karma vidya sadhyanam parama uttama yaha samastatma bhavaha yatra nanyat pashyate nanyat shranoti nanyad vijanate iti esha eva cha parama sampada. Okay, we'll come to that. Iti iyantu devattvadigatinam karma vidya sadhyanam parama uttama. So, of course, this is the Iyantu devattvadigatinam. The sixth case is not in the sense of sambandha shashti. It is nirdharana shashti. So therefore the footnote number 9 says madhye. Devattvadigatinam karma vidya sadhyanam gatinam madhye parama. Amongst. So brahmananam and brahmananam, amongst the brahmanas. Here also, all the gatis, devattvadigatinam, all the gatis of attainment we are there, characterized by attainment of the state of Deva. And what are they? Karma vidya sadhyanam. All those attainments of the state of Deva or a particular god, which is karma vidya sadhya, attained by karma, the ritual, accompanied with vidya, the upasana, the meditations. So that is what qualifies the vidya devaloka. So one gets qualified to attain the devaloka and become deva also by this karma and the upasana. So, devattvadigatinam, all those attainments characterized by becoming a god is not an ordinary thing, understand? Becoming a god is not an ordinary thing at all. It's just easy to laugh at Indra and so forth, but to become Indra is not a joke in any way. Sitting here we can laugh at Prime Minister, but then it's just one thing to be Prime Minister, but to be any councillor even, to win elections, stuff like that, nothing is easy. It's okay to sit here and dismiss things and whatever. It is not to dismiss their attainment. It is, we are not belittling or undermining the attainment part of it. The point is that if any kind of an attainment is understood to bring me a permanent solution to my life, it is that aviveka is what we are talking about, nothing else. The aviveka part. Otherwise they are all fine, to become something is okay. You can always use that power and the importance that you have for serving the people. That's the idea. The idea of contesting elections and winning positions, etc. is so that you can use that position to do something good. Already this fellow was working in the community and in a certain way he was a leader of the community and he was able to do something. Now if he has the official position of the power, then he has some power at his command by which he can do better things. So that is the whole idea of so even devattvadigatinam, and therefore the upasana that are being described in the Vedas, even in the Upanishad, are also very, very, involving a very a concentration of the mind, subtlety of the mind, involves a lot of evolution of the person. And still that evolution is not adequate, that's the idea. One has to evolve further. Except that we wish to evolve in what we call vairagya, in viveka and vairagya, rather than evolving in terms of an experience. That is how the Vedantins always have this contention of the knowledge versus experience, It's fine to have an experience, as far as I am concerned anyway. But to work for an experience, then one has to think, whether I want to attain a certain state, or whether I want to become free from that even very Shotriyasya Kamaharasya. Depends on which is an easier path for one, But to discover a freedom from that very trishna or the craving appears to be an easier path than fulfilling the craving. This is what Vedantin will always have to say. Inasmuch as the trishna rahityam brings about the same experience. So whatever it is that is brought about by the fulfillment of a desire, the same experience is brought about by the freedom from desire. So experience is there anyway. You are not deprived of the privilege of experience. But anyway, devatvadigatinam, karma vidya sadhyanam, all of these are attained as a result of karma in the vidya, tesham madhye parama uttama. Yeah, so this is the parama, the most exalted among all the available gatis or attainments. Parama means uttama, the most exalted. And what is it? Yah samastatma bhava. Thus in the state of deep sleep one becomes what? Or in the state of course the knowledge. Am brahmasmi tasma tatsaram abhavat. So by the knowledge that I am Brahman, he became everything. So samastatma bhava. So sarvatma bhava aparichinna. Samasta means aparichinna here. Aparichinna atma bhava, that's the idea here. So footnote number 10 says aparichinna. But then I think aparichinna is the explanation of samasta. Aparichinna atma bhava. The state of becoming atma, of course atma bhava is always there. But is always the self, but it is aparichinna atma bhava. The state of attainment of that freedom from all limitations. Yatra nanyat pashyadi, nanyat shrunodi, Siddhanagiri, prastutam, samastatma bhavam, vishesha vijñārahityana vishinashti. Again, what is the state of being all? Prastutam, samastatma bhavam, the state of being all or identification with all. Is also vishesha vijñārahityana. That state of being in identification with all is further characterized by or qualified by vishesha vijñāna-rahityam. Is not knowing anything particular. Being everything also is equal to not knowing anything particular. Seems to be unconnected things, but that is what it amounts to. Being everything means what? Being everything means not having anything separate from oneself. That is the transaction involving the duality of subject-object is not there. And it is that subject-object duality that brings about what we call vishesha vijñānam. And therefore the state also is characterized by freedom from vishesha vijñānam or particularized knowledge. That's why Anandagiri said, vishesha vijñāna-rahityan vishinashti. So Bhashyakara qualifies that sarvatma bhava is also of the nature of that when there is a freedom or absence of any kind of vishesha vijñāna or the specific knowledge, particularized knowledge. Or vishesha vyavahara, in as much as avyavaharyam Brahma. So Brahma is beyond the vyavahara because it is devoid of duality, and so all of these nanyat pashyati, shrunoti, vijanati, all of that also is nanyat pashyati, all of that is vyavahara, and therefore avyavaharyata also is pointed out. So vishesha vijñāna-rahityana vishinashti yatra iti. So Bhashyakara said, yatra nanyat pashyati. nanyat shanodi, nanyat vijanati. I guess the idea that I see something itself, as we have said earlier, I'm sure, nanyat pashyati, that when one says that I see something different, or I hear something different, or I know something different, in that very seeing, which involves the difference of subject-object, I'm sure that is the very beginning of the tension, The very tension arises from where any vyavahara, seeing is just an illustration of the vyavahara. Vyavahara involving a duality between the subject and object. With any vyavahara that creates the idea that something is different from me or I am different from something, which creates the idea of separation, division, smallness, whatever. And that is samsara. That's the root of the samsara. Yatra nanyat pashyati. In short, there where this idea of the secondness is not there, in seeing, hearing, knowing. So, eshasya paramagatihi. Eshasya parama sampada. Bhashyakara explains that also. Esha evacha parama sampada sarvasam sampadam vibhutinam iyam parama swabhavikatvad asyaha kritakahi anyaha sampadah. Isha, further, this also is. So when Isha comes, then avichinda vakyokta, that's how you have to say somehow, that's straight. Isha eva cha parama, footnote 11. So, parama sampad, that's what it is. Utkarsh atishaya. Footnote 11 is an explanation of the word sampat. So what is sampat? Sampat is attainment. Or sampad is what? The glory. He said that's what it is. So sampad is what? Isha asya parama, glory. That's what. Sampad. Utkarsha atishaya. So utkarsha means rise. Utkarsha means rise. And so one rises. Or so glorification. So utkarsha also is glorification. And so utkarsha atishaya. The most exalted glorification of oneself. Isha evachasya parama sampada. Again explaining sarvasam sampadam vibhutinam madhya again. Among all the sampad, all the vibhutis, all the exaltedness, that one has, iyam parama, this is the parama, this is the most exalted. Why is so? Swabhavikatva. Again, so any attainment or any glorification that one has is attained, then it's going to be limited. Here, this is the glory, swabhavikatva, that is the uncreated, natural. Iyam parama asyaha swabhavikatva, that's how the connection is, because this glory, swabhavika, is uncreated. Krutakaha hi anyaha sampadaha, anyaha janyaha, krutakaha means janyaha. Krutakaha hi anyaha sampadaha. So all other glories are always janyaha, all of them are always born, created. And this is uncreated. In that sense, this is the most exalted glory. So this is the most exalted attainment because it is there to stay. Other attainments are characterized by, again, a divorce with them. This most exalted sampad of the glory because uncreated, all the glories are created. So what is created also will go away. The idea is that the glory comes to me. In Gati, I went someplace and there I may have to again return. The glory is something that comes to me. It will stay with me as long as whatever the reason for the glory is there. When that reason goes away, then the glory also will go away. And so if the glory is because of some specialty that I have, something that I have which distinguishes me from others, as long as the distinction is there, as long as that is there, fine. When that is not there, the glory also will go away. And so, however, this is a glory which is not because of any reason. It has not come to him. So Gati is not reached. glory has not come, it is always there. So, janyaha, anyaha, sampadaha. Okay, this loka. Tatha eshosya paramo lokaha. Tatha means similarly, eshaha. Esha means this pratyagatma. Asya vijnanamayasya paramo lokaha. See, the idea is that the pratyagatma becomes the most exalted attainment of the jivatma. Pratyagatma becomes the most exalted glory of the jivatma. And Pratyagatma becomes the most exalted world or the abode of the Jivatma. That's all it is. The idea is that the clay is the most exalted glory of the pot, and the most exalted attainment of the pot, and most exalted abode of the pot. Where the pot is totally secure, where he has not to make any effort to glorify himself or do anything. As simple as that. The gold being the most exalted attainment of the ornament, most exalted glory of the ornament, most exalted abode of the ornament. That is what, so Esha and Asya. Asya means Jivatmana. Esha is Pratyagatma. That's what it is. Paramolokaha, the most exalted world. Again, another thing says Sarvatma Bhavakhyasya Lokasya. So this Loka, or the state, Avastha is Sarvatma Bhavaha. That's what Bhashyakara points out here. So Samastatma Bhavaha. What happens in the state of deep sleep is Samastatma Bhavaha or Sarvatma Bhavaha. So becoming all. Keeping that in mind alone, in Mandukya Upanishad, the Shruti says, so Esha Sarveshwara, Esha Sarvajnaha, Esha Untaryami. This way, sort of here, there, pointing out the oneness between the Jiva and Ishvara. Alright, Sarvatma Bhavakshyasya Lokasya Paramatvam Upapadayati. What is that makes this Loka Parama or most exalted? Upapadayati. Bhashyakara shows with the reasoning, Ye Anyeti. Ye Anye Karma Phalashrayaha Lokaha Te